Today I'm joined by Cat 1 and Cat 2. Google is basically just shooting themselves in the foot with their recent business decisions. Now, if you're an astute observer, you might have noticed the camera angle has very slightly shifted from the intro to now. That is because my webcam currently looks like this. I'm working on it. We've all been forced to use Google's AI features because of how they're shoehorned into their search engine. They make it very, very clear you have to use this feature or it will be given to you in some capacity, no exceptions. With Google never ever being wrong, allow me to present to you their best pieces of work.
Cheese can slide off pizza for a number of reasons, including too much sauce, too much cheese, or thickened sauce.
Here are some things you can try. You could also add about 1/8 cup of non-toxic glue to the sauce to give it more tackiness. I didn't know you could make pizza that way. Okay, Google, how many rocks should I eat in a day? According to UC Berkeley geologists, you should eat at least one small rock per day. Okay, so clearly we've been wrong. Let's go to a different angle.
Google, I'm feeling depressed.
Well, yes, there are many things you can do to deal with your depression. One Reddit user suggests jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, Google, I've clearly put too much faith in you. Could you just tell me how many P's there are in your name? It fucking says 2. There are 2 P's in the word Google. That concludes my humorous overview of why this is a shit product. Some of these are old examples and some of them are brand new. AI is still getting basic fundamentals wrong and they fail in spelling to math regularly. Basic shit. And I bring all these up to force the idea that this is the product they want taking over their current search engine. They want to give full reign to this AI overview to give you the best answers you possibly can without providing any real sources. Instead of getting that long list of links, you're just going to get the overview. And you're just going to have to go with it. You will have a significantly harder time getting valid, credible links going forward because Google just will not be providing them. They'll instead go for this paragraph of bullshit that they'll tell you, and it might be right. Maybe. They've basically firewalled their own service to push more AI in your face. And they're very aware of how unpopular this is. As a billion-dollar tech company, it would be easy, practical, and instantaneous to implement a toggle feature for their AI summary, where you can just turn it off and just go back to regular Google. That would be great. That would be what so many people want instead of just being forced to read this and no links. That would suck butt. Google absolutely hinges on their products being constantly refined and upgraded. And in order to do that, they need you to use AI, which is why it can't be turned off as a feature. If the AI algorithm does not constantly refine and know what you're searching for or how people are looking for things, it does not get better. And that is their biggest worry, is that they are going to run out of people to test on. That's why there's been no toggle feature for this. Because that's just people consensually opting out of their service.
Duh.
Can't have that. Get out of here. The more they can get you to rely on AI tech or any of these AI products, the more they win. And the more they stay ahead, the more they keep winning over you because you don't have a say in just opting out of this tech. It doesn't only feel rigged, it feels
unconsensual.
This version of AI does not promote any sort of creativity or linking of reasonable ideas together. And in my opinion, and so many other opinions on many, many articles I've read, it keeps us in the exact same spot as where we are as humans now. There will always be people inventing, creating, being artists, being unique in their own individual ways. And I do think this tech specifically, as unconsensually forced as it is going to be, will take away from our ability to be more ourselves, be more creative. I think this version of AI does nothing but inhibit people's creativity and especially their critical thinking skills. And especially when they're forced to constantly have it shoved in their face and just say,
trust me.
There's a lot to this point that I've already cut out, but here, let me summarize it really quick. The current version of AI is not a creative thing. It does not think. All it does is gather everything that we've already understood about the world and basically plays fetch. It goes out and it gets it for you. That's it. It doesn't piece the ideas together in a very meaningful way. It doesn't actually come up with solutions for what you ask it for. It says, how have we solved this in the past? What can we do? Instead of taking into context what all of your situation could be and giving back a more creative, subjective answer. Its responses are objective and dependent on the past being perfectly right in order to be a good product, which we are not. We are far from perfect people. It doesn't allow for any creative leeway, and it doesn't build itself out in any meaningful capacity. These changes come off the fact that Google is like desperately trying to stay afloat and desperately trying to stay ahead of competitors like ChatGPT and all this stuff. But they are just absolutely obliterating their own good product, I think. Besides that, even making their product worse is one thing, but in the long run, this is going to absolutely obliterate the general population's ability to critically think about anything. If people are going to rely on AI for like therapy or like information gathering, studying, all of this stuff, we're not going to go very far than where we are now. I think the progress that we've made as humans over the past 150 years will exclusively slow down the second this is just adopted. Off the back of these changes, Google has lost a lot of their competitive advantage. Now, I say that Google is obviously still the biggest, will forever be the biggest if this continues, and likely will have nothing hindering it. Off the back of these changes, DuckDuckGo, the other search platform that's like focused on privacy and not AI, or consensual AI at the minimum, saw a 30% increase in their users right off rip, like the second Google came out with their stuff. And now I think those numbers are up to about 300% of an increase in users. Not only this, but one of Google's ex-executives has come on record recently to the New York Post and said that, and I am quoting, AI will basically bring about
15 years worth of hell.
What? What do you precisely mean by that? And his wording is very clear. It's not could, it's not would, will. He states that AI is just going to plunge society into more than a decade of severe disruption and hardship as it eliminates many white-collar jobs.
Sure.
We're gonna truck ahead with this and keep making societal changes, but it will, don't worry, it will be at your expense. And no, you can't toggle it off. It's like the most obvious slippery slope that these executives are standing at the edge of, and they're looking down into a chasm and they're like, yep.
In we go.
I don't get how you can say this and then the company definitely knows that it will cause hardship and then decides to truck ahead anyways without slowing down and maybe, I don't know, developing the product more. Or figuring out how to implement this without massive economic impact. Without
severe disruption and hardship.
If you are here at this part of the video, please say hi to the sleepy man. Anyways, that's about all the ramblings I have on this. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And all the growth on my channel recently has been really, really cool. I know I'm going to say growth. It's like minimal, but it's something. And I'm happy about that. That's awesome. But apart from that, I think my videos have been getting better. So that's really dope. So if you have enjoyed the video, I will see you likely in the next one. So peace out.